guys! Today I'm excited to give you my spoiler-free review for My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission. Now this movie hits theaters this Friday, October 29th, and again, I'm really excited to dive into it with you. Don't worry, this is spoiler-free. Now, if this is your first time here, I'd love it if you take 1 second and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more videos like this. Okay, let's talk about this movie. Hey, Tessa from MamasGeeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. So the first thing I want to address that after I posted I was watching this movie on Twitter, I had a lot of DMs and people asking me, I am not caught up on this last season. Can I watch this movie? I think the answer is yes. Now, you'll be able to appreciate it more, of course. There's some light spoilers for this season in here, but really it's something that you can go into and enjoy. As long as you've watched up to this season or even parts of this season, I think you will be fine. Of course, it's suggested that you finish the season before you dive into this and get yourself caught up before you dive into this film. However, it does kind of serve as, I don't want to say a standalone, but you don't need to. It's not necessary to. You can still enjoy it. In fact, you guys might know this, I actually started getting into this anime by watching the first movie and then deciding, oh, I should go back and watch the series along with this. So that's actually what sucked me in. Something I do love about the movies is that they do kind of serve as standalone stuff. Like, you don't have to have watched the series. However, of course, it adds to the appreciation, adds to the story, and you like already know the characters better. You know what I'm trying to say? So you don't have to be completely caught up, although I do recommend that you are at least partway through this season for sure. But I loved this movie, let me tell you. It's a lot of fun. It was really, really good. It focuses a lot on Deku, of course. He's basically the main character of this, along with the newcomer Rhodey, who I think most people will fall in love with instantly. I absolutely fell in love with him from the beginning, even though maybe he doesn't always do the right thing. He's fun. He's a great addition to this franchise as a whole. Really, really loved his character. Again, was definitely captivated by him and intrigued by him from the start. And then as the story goes on, as you get to learn more about his past, maybe why he acts the way he acts, a little bit more about him, I became a bigger and bigger fan of his, and by the end of the movie, I was absolutely in love with him. Not in love with him, but I love him as a character. Now, again, this focuses mainly on them. So the rest of the characters are not really, they don't have a lot of screen time. Now, of course, some more than others do, and they have their moments. Of course, they all have their moments. But there's some characters that I'm a big fan of in the show that we just didn't get a lot of in this movie. But again, they throw them in here and there to the point where you're watching and like there's big, giant, epic battles and fights, introductions of certain, I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, certain areas of the world that they're in. They have really cool title screens and you see people pop up and you'll be like, oh, yeah, and you can point out different people. But again, this really is Deku's story, and of course it's Rhodey's story as well. He's really the main character. Those two really are. Now, something I love about this is Deku, as always, is brave and inspiring, and he delivers some incredible quotes in this movie. Some really fantastic moments from him, as to be expected. He's the same guy you know, same guy we've always loved, who's just willing to fight for what is right no matter what, and just continue to stand up for what is right even when he is getting beaten down physically and emotionally. So that is what I love about this, is more of that. Now, the main story here is very interesting and very intriguing, and has parallels to real life, unfortunately. Stuff that's going on in the world, has been going on in the world, I was gonna say, you know, for years and years and years and years, pretty much as long as the world has existed. Pretty much as long as the world has existed. I mean, this opens up, one of the very first lines is that the bad guy says 80% of the world is sick with quirks. So they are saying, listen, these people are not pure blood. They are, you know, sick. They are poisoned, and we don't want them breeding and continuing to have more children with quirks. That is not what we want. If you do not have a quirk, you are chosen. You know, and it's kind of like that. It's very much separating them, almost like, you know, we deal with in race in real life, you know, but they're a cultish, like, terrorist group, really, that's just completely attacking those with quirks and trying to wipe them out. So that is a very interesting take on this, and it's basically what the entire movie surrounds. And it gets really intense at certain moments. I'm not gonna lie about that. There are some moments where you're like, oh gosh, I can't believe he just said that. Like, did he just really say that? Or did that person really just do that? Again, this is spoiler free, so I don't want to dive too much into it, but it's a very interesting story. It keeps you entertained from beginning to end. It's only, I think it's an hour and 45 minutes or so, and it flies by. Of course, there's amazing action, some great fight scenes, some epic battles, and you get to see a lot of quirks being used, which is always fun in the heat of battle. Again, you do get to see little moments here and there of your favorite characters stepping in and using their quirks and doing some really great like action moves or fights. And towards the end, there's a bigger battle with some more fan favorite characters. I don't want to give too much away, but of course, we've got Deku, but we've got some others brought in there as well. Overall, it's a lot of fun. I think it's something that the fans are really going to love. And again, if you've only seen the movies, which I don't know how you could watch the first movie and not immediately be drawn to watching the anime series if you haven't already. That's what happened to me. But if you've only watched the movies, this is just another great movie to watch. Again, you don't need to know everything. It's just an overall cohesive story. Feels like it could be kind of a standalone. Although really just do yourself a favor and dive into this lore, right? There's a reason why it is so popular. It's because it is so good. Again, this movie comes to theaters on October 29th. You guys do not want to miss it. It's a lot of fun. It's really, really good. It's inspiring, and it's kind of intense. And again, it relates to the real world in ways that maybe are a little sad. Of course, it's got fan favorite characters, but it's got a new character that you guys are sure to fall in love with almost instantly. Like I said, absolutely adored him, especially when we got to the end. His character arc throughout the entire series was great. And I love his relationship with Deku. I thought their bond and their relationship was fantastic, and the way that it grew and the way that the conversations that they had and the way they opened up with each other. And then when you learn about his past, I mean, listen, I really, really enjoyed it. And I hope we get to see more of him into the future. You guys let me know your thoughts if you've already seen this down below in the comments, or your thoughts on if you are excited to see this movie down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at MamasGeeky over there. MamasGeeky. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all of my monetary supporters, my members here on YouTube, as well as my patrons. If you haven't joined yet, please consider doing so. We have some really awesome perks, including a monthly Zoom meeting where we get to talk face to face. Thank you again to everyone who supports me.